Understanding different lane markings is crucial for safe and lawful driving in Texas. In the Texas DMV exam, you may encounter questions that test your knowledge of lane markings, including solid white lines. You will be questioned about road markings in terms of lines. What do they mean? So, questions may cover the meaning of solid white lines, which typically indicate boundaries between lanes of traffic traveling in the same direction. Do you know what it means when you come across a solid white line on your side of the road? The answer is that you shouldn't cross the line except when you need to change lanes, and only when it is perfectly safe to do so. Dashed white lines. Dashed white lines, which frequently designate lanes where lane changes are allowed, may be something you need to grasp. When it's safe to do so, you can typically cross a dashed white line to change lanes. There will undoubtedly be questions on dashed white lines on the road in your DMV exam. Some examples of these questions could be: what does a dashed white line on the road indicate? Why is it important to check your mirrors and blind spots before crossing? Are there any situations where crossing a dashed white line is prohibited? These questions aim to test your understanding of road markings. Solid yellow lines. You need to understand the significance of solid yellow lines on Texan roads. This kind of road marking means that there's no passing. The purpose of the solid yellow line is to indicate to drivers that it's unsafe to pass due to limited visibility or some other potentially hazardous conditions. Lane markings at intersections. Questions might cover lane markings at intersections, including turn lanes, merge lanes, and bicycle lanes. A question you might encounter on a DMV exam regarding lane markings at intersections could be: what is the significance of a solid white line at an intersection? Solid white lines typically indicate that lanes of traffic are separate and that crossing the line is not allowed. At an intersection, a solid white line might indicate that drivers should stay within their lane and not change lanes within the intersection itself. Special instructions for commercial vehicles. Commercial vehicle operators may encounter signs with special instructions or restrictions in construction zones, such as reduced height clearances or weight limits. Commercial vehicles often have specific rules and regulations they must follow due to their size, weight, and the nature of their cargo. Imagine the driver of a gas tanker trying to get the huge vehicle through a low-built bridge. It can have catastrophic consequences. The tanker can collide with the bridge, rupture, and cause a massive explosion, leading to loss of life and terrible, lasting burns and injuries, as well as major property damage. That's why it's so important for commercial drivers to heed special instructions, such as height restrictions, to prevent such disasters from occurring. So, what kind of questions can you expect in the DMV written exam regarding special instructions for commercial vehicles? You can expect something like: what should a commercial driver do when approaching a low-clearance bridge? The correct answer would involve recognizing the height restriction, assessing whether the vehicle can safely pass under the bridge, and choosing an alternative route if necessary. You can expect questions that will test your ability to identify and understand different types of road signs. These questions will assess your knowledge of traffic regulations and your ability to recognize signs by their shapes, colors, symbols, and meanings. Emergency and first responder access signs. We're going to look a little more intently at these particular signs, simply because not knowing them and not knowing how to respond to them can cost someone their life. Signs indicating emergency vehicle access points or routes will almost certainly be covered in the exam.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.